Hello and welcome, viewers, to one of the last undefeated matches of round 4 between Kipp and sloaters27. We are all set up in the race channel as far as I can tell, and just waiting on the runners to get things going. Racers have readied up, and we are about to get underway. All right. So here we're gonna start out in Series Station, just like all of the runs in this tournament. I run through a couple rooms, really designed to help the player get acclimated with Samus and general movement and stuff. Gonna come across the baby Metroid, who will be swooped up by Ridley. A lot of basic stuff going on here as far as the run goes. This is going to be a GT Classic race between the two runners. I'm not 100% sure which loadouts both players will be taking into the lava dive, but the beginning of this race is just a mad dash to get enough items to live through the first bit of Lower Norfair to get to the Golden Chorizo room, where they'll be entering the GT code, which to my knowledge is a like a debug mode set for testing during the development that never got removed. So as they enter the room, they're going to hold all of the face buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, and that is going to give them a loadout that is more than capable of finishing the game. I believe it gives you all of the major items with the exception of Screw Attack, along with 6 energy tanks, and I believe it's 100 missiles and plenty of supers and power bombs. I think those might be 25 each. I haven't run this in quite a while, but see here the runners approaching Zeebs to get things going. 120 and 20. Thank you, Jay Giggles. Yeah, I do remember that. Bugs can't hide. The last tank isn't a full tank. I always thought that was interesting. All right, so making our way down to pick up the morphing ball power up. It's going to allow us to access a lot of places that you couldn't get otherwise. Kipp going with the moonfall here. Sloaters is falling at the appropriate speed. So we'll see Kipp open up a few second lead. Down here, they're going to pick up the morph ball and use that to access the first missile pack, which will awaken the planet once they leave, spawning all the critters. It's like about a 3.5 second gap between them so far. I've been watching both of these guys quite a bit since I got more active, and I expect most of the race to be this close, barring some sort of catastrophe. Both of these runners have grinded very nice times in all of the categories that are even available in the tournament. And I think that their skill levels in most of them are very, very evenly matched. Should make for a very exciting race. We're gonna make our way into the climb. And looks like Sloater's still doing the right side as Kipp is doing the ledge grabs right up the middle. Looks like Sloater's catching up ever so slightly as they are now making their way over to Bomb Chorizo to pick up the bombs that can only be laid in Morph Ball. This fight is one of the easy fights as long as the drops are sufficient. It can go very, very poorly when it does go poorly. I imagine that both of these runners are going to be more than capable of even making the best of a bad situation if the drops aren't great. So it looks like Sloaters is going to take a lead here as he was able to get enough missiles to get all 5 into Bomb Chorizo and then still have a few drops to pick up to continue. That fight takes 5 power beam shots and 7 missiles, and the way the drops worked out for Kipp, he was not able to get 5 and then have 2 left over. So he used additional power beam shots. And the time loss there, he managed it very well. Looks like he's only about 5 or 6 seconds behind, as the runners will now be making their way down to Brinstar. All right, here in Brinstar, we're going to see the runners almost immediately do the mock ball trick to get to early supers to avoid the fight with Spore Spawn, which is, I'm not 100% sure how much time this saves, but it is significant. After that, I imagine they're going to pass another missile pack and charge beam, and I don't expect to see either runner get them, as they are items that you'll be getting when they input the GT code. And charge beam, while it definitely makes it easier, it's not a necessity, and I expect them to be going with as little as they can. So we'll probably go straight to Red Tower and go up to get the Alpha Power Bombs, as they will need that to get down to Golden Chorizo. Sloater's definitely passing up the charge beam. The Kipp is as well. Right, Sloaters has made it to Red Tower. Kipp still pretty fresh on his heels. It seems like overall the execution between the two has been really close, and the difference right now is the drops from Bomb Chorizo. Yeah, it looks like Kipp's about 5 seconds behind now. So they're going to make their way back to Red Tower and head down. They're going to need to fight Kraid to pick up the variant suit. I know in the max percent GT code, you can go and pick up the gravity suit as it is more beneficial, but in GT Classic, being as short as it is, going up and all the way through wreck ship is just it's a very large time sink. Certainly doable, but Kraid is definitely the optimal route by quite a few minutes. Gonna see both the runners busting open the Meridia tube, as when they make it back here, they'll have the gravity suit and be able to go straight to the Dragon fight. So the vetoes, Sloaters chose to defer his veto. Kipp then vetoed 100%, and Sloaters vetoed low percent ice. Right, we're just gonna see Sloaters fire up his Kraid fight. Kipp still hot on his heels. Here we're going to see both the runners go for the quick kill. Sloaters has got his down, and Kipp's is also looking good. I don't remember a lot of the specifics to that, but I know if you get Kraid to open his mouth and hit him with a missile as he opens it, it doesn't register the hit properly. And then there's, I want to say, a 2-frame window to catch him with the first super that will kind of freeze him in place, which gives you enough time to get 2 more supers in to avoid Kraid standing up and all of that disaster. I am assuming that they would probably both go for the 2-tank dive. All right, so here we got Sloaters going down to pick up the high jump boots. This is typically where you would get your second tank, energy tank for a 2-tank dive, as it's on the way to high jump boots. Would appear that both runners are doing about the same. Kipp is now only a door transition behind. Oh man, and he closes the gap quickly with Sloaters getting stuck on the ceiling there.
Hey Richmond, sorry about being a little late.
Oh, it's all good, man. No worries. Oh, it looks like Kipp's actually going to go for the 1-tank. Perfect sync there for a second.
Yeah, dang.
Alright, Kipp's health is definitely looking low. I've never attempted a 1-tank, but I imagine that we'll see him stop to farm along the way.
Yeah, I would assume so. Did they both get high jump?
Yes, both runners picked up the high jump boots.
Oh, okay.
So here we're going to see him farm up ammo and health to get through the lava dive and then attempt the green gate glitch. because they do not have space jump at the moment. The only way to get to Golden Chorizo's room is with the glitch.
Oh
Open the
no,
gate
that
from
feels so
the
bad
bottom
on
side.
Kipp's side with the super missile just hanging below where he can't get it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So the Sloater's in first. All right. And this makes it look easy. Wow.
Alright, Sloater's taking a save in case the green gate glitch goes poorly. As Kipp begins his lava dive.
Oh, wow.
Very, very nicely executed there.
Yeah, two pretty much textbook lava dives there.
And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like Kipp skipped the save, so hopefully we'll see both the runners get a very early green gate glitch.
Oh, wow.
Try for floaters.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
first try for Kipp.
wow. So this,
watching these guys go at it reminds me that like they're both of these guys are incredible at this game.
yeah, that's some serious skill right there. A one tank lava dive into first try green gate glitch.
Oh no!
I'm not worthy.
Looks like Kipp didn't get the code in.
Oh, what? Can't end like that.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
There, I mean, I don't know of any way, but there's no way to save it after that.
So the only way to reattempt the code would be to kill Golden Chorizo, and because of the item loadout, that is not possible.
Yeah, not even having charge beam. It looks like he didn't pick that up. Yeah. Oof.
Right. Well, I guess realistically they could farm up the supers, but you're looking at a 10-minute fight. It would probably be just as slow to just start the game from the beginning.
Yeah. Wow, what a shame. I feel bad. I feel like I jinxed him.
GT Classic it's always rough because there's 2 points right there at the beginning that they can just fail.
Yeah. Did Kipp give a forfeit then? Is that why?
Yes, Kipp has forfeit from the race.
Oh man.
Seems like in chat that it's not the first time it's happened this week. Could be a controller flub of some kind.
Do you know kind of loadout he uses, or what kind of controller he uses as far as the...
I believe it's just a standard Super Nintendo controller.
Okay. Well, someone was telling me the other day that if you do one of those, like where you have angle up as your dash or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You actually have to hold. You actually have to set it up and then push a button as you hold it, so that you don't accidentally like select off of. I don't know, something with the item select, I think.
Right. That's interesting.
Yes. So
here
just
we see Sloaters starting up his Ridley fight. The full beam combo is going to make quick work of him. Only 20 shots needed to take him down. And just like that, it's over.
Yeah.
GT Classic has a lot of very, very short boss fights across the board.
Yeah, it's kind of...
use the microwave beam on the 2 remaining bosses.
Yeah, it's kind of your revenge for the normal fights.
Yeah. Yeah, Sloater's heading out through Wasteland with a nice speedball here. The rest of the run, since he's got more than enough to finish, is pretty much just a mad dash to take out the remaining statue bosses. He just took down Ridley, so here we're gonna run off and fight Dragon, and immediately after that we will go up to fight Fantoon, and then it's off to G4 in the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, especially knowing with the Kipp's forfeited, there shouldn't be too much danger at any point the rest of this run for him. Just gotta get it done.
Yep. Wonder if he would still go for a stand-up on Mother Brain.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen plenty of runners still do it. You know, especially with GT, you have the X-ray item, making it a little safer. So I don't feel like any of them are really thinking that is too much of a danger for them.
I agree with that. The reserve tanks also help pad you a little bit.
Yeah,
in
true.
case of a mishap.
Yeah, so there's just, I mean, it's still not free or necessarily the safest, but for, you know, Kipp and Sloaters, it's probably second nature at this point as far as that goes. So I was almost expecting to see a low percent run when I fired this up here. I'm a little surprised it ended up on GT.
I have been hoping for a low percent ice run all week, but when it comes to preparing for something like this, I think that 100% is really kind of easy to keep in the back of your mind. I feel like GT Classic, because it's so short, is very easy to get in shape quickly, but
yeah,
I haven't seen either of them run low ice in quite a while, and low ice, it takes a lot of prep work. They both got killer times, but the run itself just has a lot of variance. There's a lot of potential issues that can come up, a lot of places that it's really easy to die.
Yeah, and this one being so front heavy, I mean, the rest of the run is just sort of almost standard with what you would normally do. So it's pretty easy to, like you were saying, practice. I mean, what's the first 10, 15 minutes and you've got all the real GT parts down, and
yeah,
you know, just redo that first 10, 15 minutes.
So here we'll see the invisible microwave beam. I guess I didn't mention it earlier, but Sloaters does have access to the grapple beam and the X-ray scope here. When you input the code, for whatever reason, it doesn't show the icons, but the items are very much accessible to you.
Nice full halfie. Sloater's definitely not slowing down here.
It doesn't look like it.
It's going all out and heading into Dragon. Should see the microwave there as well, with one extra wrinkle, which would be that you normally, well, I normally crouch so that I know when it's done, because you get that stand-up animation after the shrimp is dead or microwaved. So, and there Sloaters goes. And there's the stand-up.
First shot, but a beautiful recovery. He's going for the spike suit even with spring ball. I respect the effort. So here we're going to see him work his way out of Meridia. I believe they go the same way that you would at the end of like an 80% run. He's going to go up and back through the little hidden wall at Red Tower.
Yeah, I think that's the usual route. Considered the fastest for sure. And as he heads up to the Fantoon fight, just another slightly different microwave technique there. You do have to shoot at least one missile into Fantoon before they are vulnerable to the microwave or to the or before they'll stay on the screen while you do it, at least.
Right. think that might have been a shout out to the one time that he didn't fight Fantoon in one of these.
Yeah, definitely. I have seen a Fantoon skip, and it is not fun.
I think my least favorite part about it is that if you do it, you still have to wait for all of the other statues to break. Since Fantoon is the second one to go,
Yeah,
you get to watch Ridley and Dragon break before you can even leave to go fix the mistake.
Yeah.
Very nice speedball there.
So, do you know his PB, Sloaters? Is this anywhere?
I
Close?
believe
Pretty fast.
got it here. Just a second.
Oh wow, he gets a fast eye open too.
Wow. And just like that,
Yeah.
obnoxious bosses.
Don't blink.
So according to speedrun.com, Sloater's PB in this category is a 33.53, and Kipp's was a 34.16.
Oh wow.
And all of the categories that were open this week, except for Hundo, were very, very close. I think Sloaters has a faster Hundo time by like a minute and a half, 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But most of their other PBs are within 30 seconds of each other.
Wow.
They're very, very close.
Yeah, despite the time issues myself, I was hoping this was going to be a great race. Kipp versus Sloaters definitely had the potential there for sure.
Definitely. With any luck, we'll get to see them do a best of 3 in the finals.
Oh yeah.
Or in the playoffs, rather.
And at this pace, this one's going to be done well before the next match.
Yeah, GT Classic is a very quick run when you're as good as Sloaters. I guess most of them probably feel really quick.
Yeah. So I'm a little curious if it's just because he knows he's got it in the bag. I'm a little curious if he'll take that final save. But other than that, should be a pretty textbook finish for him here. Oh, some nice horizontal bomb jumps in the practice room.
So I imagine this will look a lot like 100% Metroid rooms here. He did not turn off screw attack, and he's got plenty of supers.
Yep.
Just really clean execution on room 1.
Yeah, really blasting them. It's going to group them in 2.
Nice D-boost to the door.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Spring ball.
I don't know if I've ever seen that room look better.
Well, he's certainly not taking it easy, and I appreciate that.
So, is he then going to do that spring ball Zeb skip that's been getting popular, you think?
I could certainly see him going for it. He's still got screw attack on.
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to if he's trying to do the stand-up or not, because if he doesn't go for stand-up, then the spring ball skip, I would definitely think it is. But if he's going to pause to set up for the stand-up, I could definitely see him just doing a more standard one.
Okay.
But I guess he could also know the down-back one. I haven't...
oh, yeah, true.
Many runs here recently.
A lot of people do. I just kind of forget about that one. So, do you actually know how the spring ball one works? I'm not sure I do.
I have done it, but it was quite a while ago, and I'm not going to pretend that I remember. I think the setup is really easy. Once you're in there, you just kind of hold jump into it.
Oh, and there it is. As you were saying, it's easy. Sloaters makes it look easy.
Of course.
Correcting the amount of missiles on the screen. So just 20 shots, just like Ridley, and Mother Brain will enter the next phase. We'll hardly see any food. Guess we caught a couple of things, but the fight is already done.
That fight looked so drastically than the one that I had on Thursday doing low ice.
Oh.
I'm ready for more plasma beam. Wow.
With the, 200 long shots?
Yep. Looks like we're set and ready to go for the stand-up here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm taking it easy. Avoids the first couple locks to the floor, and he's getting those shots in pretty consistently now. Jumps out of the baby, just looked like swag to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I remember also the last tank not being a full one can lead to some weirdness because the baby will detach from Samus as soon as you hit full health. And to me, that looked pretty calculated. I feel like that's what he normally does. Just kind of leave it over in the corner because even if it didn't reattach, Mother Brain would be able to hit it.
Yep. Yeah, and that last tank usually causes people to have to pop their reserves to make sure, because not a full tank, they got to make sure they're all the way full.
Right.
But Sloaters didn't take any hits, so you didn't even have to do the menuing for that.
All right, let's see if he can validate his run with the blue bomber here.
Here we go.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, this has been really a beautiful run from Sloaters.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, definitely deserving of the win with that run, no matter what happens. So, serious GG to him.
I think I might have killed the audio there. Whoops.
Well, and Sloaters does take the official victory there, leaving the planet. Do you have the SRL time?
Finished with an official SRL time of 34:40.
Oof, blazing fast.
Looks like we got Kipp coming in for an interview here.
Hey, Kipp, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How's it going? I figured I'd come in, too, at the end. I was waiting on Sloaters to finish. Is he going to come in to interview, too?
I got him as done in the commentator controls. So hopefully he will find his way in here.
Cool. Well, I'll just say sorry to everybody out there. I hate to have ruined a good, what could have been a really good race, but clearly, I don't think the game messed up. Clearly, I must have done something wrong. Every time I do the code, I let go of the entire controller and I position my hands in a way to only be touching the face buttons, and then I hold them until the door, transition kind of stops, whatever. And this time I even held it like an extra second to make sure, because of what happened to me earlier this week, and I still didn't get it. So I must have done something wrong. I'll probably put up the practice ROM later tonight and kind of mess around with it and see if I can recreate different scenarios and figure out why I messed it up.
Yeah, it's a shame. And we are joined.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we are joined by Sloaters as well, and GG. It was an excellent run nonetheless, and definitely worthy of the win there.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Obviously, bit of a bummer to have that kind of stuff happen, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, GG, Slaughter. Sorry, man. That was I don't know exactly how far behind I was when it happened, but I would assume it wasn't too drastic. So sorry that we couldn't have a better race.
Well, I guess now you just owe me a better one in the playoffs, right?
Well, we'll see. I guess I got to get there first, but I'm also curious to see how the seedings kind of play out with the different records moving forward. But I will point one thing out. I think this is interesting. In the last multi-category tournament 2 years ago, roughly around the same time, Sloaters and I met in the 4th round, both at 3-0. We had a hundo race, and he beat me. And I think Rich was on commentary. And Rich, you don't do a ton of commentary, I don't think. So this is kind of neat. The how things are parallel.
Oh yeah, I'm always gonna try to get in when you guys are racing each other, because I'll be watching the race regardless, chatting up anybody that's silly enough to listen.
Yeah. Any
what are you guys looking forward to for the rest of the Swiss here? That puts Sloaters at 4-0 and Kipp at 3-1 now, right? Any opponents you're looking forward to potentially meeting?
Sloaters, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, honestly, I hope I get matched up with Cutie. I want to take him down. I'm still a little salty about him beating me in Rando League like last year, so he's he's someone on my list, but yeah, I'd like to go up against Zos. I know that's like a instant loss, but it's always really cool getting to play with like one of the best like that and getting to test yourself a little bit.
I'm looking forward to playing anybody. I'm a big fan of, as I mentioned, the multi-category setup. I like that we have different options. My goal for this tournament is just to make the playoffs, which I think I'm capable of doing it if I just kind of keep playing and hopefully have some good performances. But we'll have to wait and see. Nothing's guaranteed against any runner, especially when you start getting into the 4th, 5th, and 6th weeks of this kind of tournament. But I'm one thing I'm sort of not happy about is I'm happy to be able to run against Sloaters, but the challenge has its own internal ranking system, and somehow, even though I played an extremely tough opponent last week and won, I somehow got shifted down in the rankings. I presume probably from something happening from like whoever I played in the first week or something like that.
More than
So
likely.
I was, if things had been normal, like if there hadn't been some internal change in challenge, I would have been facing Zos this week, which which I would have actually enjoyed doing too. I mean, I love racing the top guys. So, hopefully I'll get, some more good races in, and especially if we get to the playoffs and I make it, I think it'll be fun to see how the vetoes kind of pan out. So maybe I'll get a low ice run at some point before the end of this thing, but I'll just be frank with you, I kind of doubt it.
I'm gonna add too, now that I know I can't face Kipp anymore in the Swiss rounds, I'm looking forward to maybe getting low percent in week 6 and not have to veto it and be scared like this week.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So I guess low percent for both of you, but is there a week that you are looking forward to with the different options? One that I guess would maybe give you that low percent, is that like week 6 then for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of any percent, so the next two, like, I'm looking forward to. I like RBO a lot as well, so I mean, I'm liking week 5 over week 6 right now because I didn't get a chance to do RBO either, so maybe I'll get lucky next week, get a little bit of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to do a low ice race, not because I think I would win. To a degree, I mean, I kind of think that my reputation for low ice might be a little bit overblown, to be honest with you. I mean, I haven't really practiced it or done it in over a year. So I obviously wouldn't be running like a super hot time or anything, but I also understand, like, it's not my opponent's job to like let me have the race that I want. You know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty of the multi-categories. You're trying to position yourself to race something that you think you have the best chance against your opponent. And so if I get to race one, I think it'd be a lot of fun because I've never had an official one before. And if not, then that's okay too. But there's really good categories in weeks 5 and 6, all three, I think. And so whatever ends up happening, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see a lot of the races from the next 2 weeks too. Those categories looking good. Should get interesting.
Yeah, well, let me say thank you guys for doing the commentary. I appreciate it. And Sloaters, as always, GG, man. Looking forward to seeing whatever race you're in next week. And thanks to everybody who watched. Hope you guys enjoy and come back for the rest of the day. Now I'll go into organizer mode. We got a bunch of other races today that are very good, including, I believe, our final 3-0 match tonight between Aussie and Zost. And then tomorrow afternoon, after the races, we'll get the week 5 matchups out to you. So stay tuned. We got more good races to come, not only today and tomorrow, but next week.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for the race. I want to take a second here, shout out our sponsors. They're dropping some prize pool money for us. They're the Balls Garana and Mega Cat Studios. Be sure to check them out. Got some really cool stuff in the works. Thank you and GG to Kipp and Sloaters both for coming out and racing for us.
Yeah, definitely GG. Appreciate the the show for sure. And definitely, like Kipp was saying, come back. I think there's actually in just 15 minutes. There's 2 races going on, both on Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 5. So take a look at those and have have some more Metroid. And definitely thanks, Richmond, for letting me join you.
Oh yeah, man! Thanks for stopping by.
I apologize for being slightly tardy, but
Quite all right.
still got to see the good GT parts at least.
Yeah, man. Have a good one. Y'all take it easy.
You too. Everyone else, have a good one.